What if I told you one of the biggest heists in history didn't involve gold, cash, or diamonds, but maple syrup? That's right, the sweet stuff you pour on pancakes was once the target of an $18 million crime. And this sticky story will leave you shocked. So stick around, because by the end, you'll see why the criminals behind it became infamous legends and why you should hit that subscribe button for more insane true crime stories.
Our story begins in Canada, 2011. Meet Richard Valliere, or as this video will call him, Richard. He wasn't your typical gangster. No ski masks, no bank vaults, no weapons. His product of choice, maple syrup. Yes, there's actually a black market for it, and it's way more lucrative than you think. At the time, a single barrel of maple syrup was worth 12 times more than crude oil. Think about that for a second. If you could move syrup like contraband, you were sitting on liquid gold. Now, Richard already had a history in the syrup underworld. He was caught once before, fined nearly $2 million, and his house seized. But instead of giving up, he got angry, and he wanted revenge. His target? The Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, a government-sanctioned body that controlled almost all syrup in Canada, basically a legal cartel. Richard wasn't just planning to make money. He wanted to humiliate the Federation. And that's when the sticky plan was born. 2011, Richard teams up with an insider, Avik Karan. His family owned a warehouse that stored barrels for the Federation's massive syrup reserve. Imagine endless rows of giant white barrels stacked to the ceiling. Inside them, millions of dollars of sweet, golden treasure. Together, Richard and Avik start siphoning syrup. At first, they replace what they take with water to avoid suspicion. But soon, they get greedy, leaving barrels empty. The scale is jaw-dropping. They steal a few barrels at a time, then dozens, then hundreds. They move the syrup across provinces, selling it to unsuspecting distributors, mixing it into the legitimate supply chain. By the end, nearly 9,500 barrels vanish, worth about $18 million. And here's the crazy part. They might have gotten away with it forever. But in 2012, during a routine inspection, an official climbs on top of the stacks of barrels. Suddenly, one shifts under his weight. These barrels weigh 600 pounds each. They should be rock solid. But this one? Hollow. He opens it up. Empty. Another one? Filled with water. Another one? Empty again. The inspector realizes this isn't an accident. Someone has been stealing the Federation's syrup. Thousands of barrels are missing. Canada is facing a crime wave like no other. The police are called in. And here's where it gets wild. They don't even have security cameras at the reserve. Who would steal syrup, right? But suspicion quickly falls on insiders. Over months, investigators trace the sticky trail, uncovering trucks, warehouses, and distributors who unknowingly sold stolen syrup. One by one, the pieces fall into place, and all signs point back to Richard, Avik, and their crew. In total, over 16 people are arrested. The media goes insane. Headlines call it the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. And trust me, the whole world is laughing, but also stunned. Richard, the mastermind, is sentenced to 8 years in prison and fined a staggering $9.4 million. Avik gets 5 years and $1 million fine. Others involved, warehouse workers, truckers, even Richard's father, all face prison time or heavy penalties. And the Federation? They tighten security like never before, guarding their syrup reserve like Fort Knox. So here's the real twist. This wasn't just about syrup. This was about power, revenge, and one of the strangest black markets in history. To this day, the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist stands as Canada's most valuable theft ever. Bigger than any bank robbery, bigger than any jewel heist. Think about that next time you pour syrup on your pancakes. You might just be tasting the most valuable liquid in the world. If you enjoyed this sticky tale, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we've got more unbelievable true crime stories coming your way. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Subscribe for more crazy true crime stories. Watch next, the strangest heists you've never heard of.